Hey there everyone, this is Joe from Bullion Now with your weekly precious metals technical analysis looking at the big four, gold, silver, platinum and palladium. Had an interesting last 7 days or so. So we'll take a quick look at the big four. Of course, we'll talk about the various price targets moving up and moving down. If you haven't bookmarked bullionnow.com.au yet, well, you should, because the online store is coming really soon now, so I hear word on the street. In the meantime though, if you are in Australia, you can call us on this number right here. If you're international, or if you just like email, that's sales@bullionnow.com.au, and just come and visit us in the store for over-the-counter sales for all your best bullion bars and coins, of course. What are you doing? Subscribe to the channel. I don't know why you... Come on, yeah, you know what to do. Hit the big red subscribe button right there for all the reasons I've mentioned many times before. Weekly analyses, our auctions, our various specials, our informative videos such as how to buy gold at spot price. That's our unallocated program. You really do want to check out what that's all about, where you can buy metal at spot price. Just watch the video. It's pretty much self-explanatory. Of course, follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/bullionnow for Instagram only specials and sort of the rarer stuff that we do a lot of the time sell to our international customers, but you as an Australian or anywhere else in the world, you can snap up those rare stuff as well. And we do post discounts as well, and Instagram only specials, as I mentioned before. Really trying to push the Facebook page, facebook.com/bullionnow. Trying to update it very regularly. Check out this little video that Michael did, a little Michael mini rant posted yesterday, I believe, on YouTube. That is the gold to silver ratio still valid? That's a good question. So Michael answers that question, or tries to answer it with his mini rants, and he's going to be doing a lot more mini rants. Here's the last one, which was the one before, which was the media is wrong about gold. Check out that one too. All right, that's it. That's enough promoting. Have to do it at the start of the video, or else you won't check it out at the end of the video. Classic sales technique. So here we go on the tradingview.com website, priced in US dollars. We always do it in US dollars rather than just Australia, because we're trying to promote these videos to the worldwide stage, and of course everyone kind of refers back to US eventually. So here we are on the 7 days, on the daily. So what we need to do, just quickly count back 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this green candle here, we had passed through this level here of about 1370 roughly, and we're in this territory looking to push higher. And I did mention, let me pull this out back to the weekly, I did mention a couple of price targets that we may hit before we see resistance. And let me see if I can just pull back and get those. Yeah, there we go, right there. I did mention this next level here. It was at approximately $1,430. Technically, it was about $1,432. It was intersecting this old high right here and this old interim high right here. So I thought that might be another potential level of resistance. Now, so far we've seen a spike up to just past that, at about where we topped out technically a high of 14.39 and 14 cents in US dollar terms. This is using the CFDs on gold. You can see right there. This is this particular one. So different exchanges, or that you'd be looking at, might have slightly different higher amounts, but 14.39 roughly. So pretty close to that target that I was suggesting last time. Now, have we topped out here? That is the question. I'm not going to answer that definitively yes or no. So let's just look at what the next price targets may be. We're in a nice little run. If you check it out though, we are starting to get overextended. If you take a look at gold's rises, when it has a large rise or even a small rise, how long does it take, how many green candles before a large red candle session? And if you take a look at the length of them, and we're here on a logarithmic scale, so it's measuring the percentage increase rather than just the dollar increase, we're starting to get overextended. And as you can see here on the weekly time frame, at least we are becoming into overbought territory. So we haven't turned the corner right here back down. So maybe possibly some room to move higher, but it's kind of 50-50 for me whether we continue up from here or have a bit of a retracement. Now, if we are having a retracement, I think the most natural place is just to come back here to approximately your 1375 mark. Could 1400 be the sort of psychological value? Yeah, sure, but I think we'd probably need to come back and visit around this kind of level. See this? Where are we? Right here. See this yellow line between here and here, round about there. So maybe about 1375, 1380. If it bounced off 1400, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. But around about here, it could come down to maybe even just touch the 18 average of highs. That's about 1390 right now, or the 18 average of lows, and that's sitting right here, actually, as I said, around that 1370, 1375 mark. So if we're moving down from here, definitely back to this range at about 1370, 1375. If this little rise right here, because we topped out at 1439, had a quick retracement down to about, there you go, the 1400 mark. Could this little rise right now be, as they call, the dead cat bounce? Well, if it is, then we are going to see a move back down. If it's not a dead cat bounce and we just continue high from here, let's take a look at the next targets. I mentioned them last week, but let's have a quick look. I did put in a horizontal line right here at the $1,500 mark. That's just more like a psychological value. But if that doesn't play out and it just go straight through there, your next one's going to be at this next old level of support, which is 1, 2, 3 times. You can see it right there. So if we average that out, around about there is good. You're looking at about 1,530. So if, as I said, if 1500 is not the psychological value and a retracement back down from there, then you're going to see the next level at approximately $1,530, and moving higher from there. If it's still not a level of significant resistance, you've got this next Fibonacci level right here at about 1,560, and that's calculated from the old low right down here to the old high back in 2000 and wherever that was, 2011. So that's it's getting very liney here. I always say that, don't I? The technical term is liney, but that's the 0.786 retracement level. Technically, I think it's at 1564, but you could call it around sort of your 1560 level. So to quickly reiterate, if we are moving down from here, you could see a level back here of approximately the 1370 before, I think, moving higher. If not, we're going to see a level of about 1500 to 1530, I think, would be more realistic rather than coming straight up to the 1560 level, because if you take a look at that, that's a pretty large green candle on the monthly time frame. All the way up to there, not quite sure. So I'm going to call it, if we are moving higher, between the 1500 to 1530 level. So that's on gold. Let's take a quick look, of course, at silver, the best metal, the best precious metal ever, better than gold. Why is it better than gold? Well, a whole bunch of reasons, but you guys know why. Just do your research on why silver is the better play at the moment. Look into the gold to silver ratio. Here we are on the weekly, and we have seen another rise, of course. Let's go back to the daily. Take a quick look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'd around this kind of area at your 1515 mark it was roughly. And if I do remember correctly, I was talking about if we were moving higher, what the next target would be, and I believe I said it would be anywhere between 1550 to 1560. Now, where did we, and you can go watch that previous video to double check that. I'm pretty sure that's what I said. And we topped out so far at 1555, right in between my target right there. So we have since seen, just like gold, a quick retracement back down to around about your 1515 level. So where I was talking about it, where it was last time when we were doing technical analysis. Again, if this is a dead cat bounce, where could we see the next level, you would come back down to at least, I think, this 18 average of lows right here at around about your 15 level. And of course, if it's moving further down from there, you're going to see this Fibonacci level here at approximately $14.80, and of course down from there is your $14.30, and then $14, and then your $13.80. If we're moving up from here, the next level you'd look at, this level right here at about $15.60 is not that far above the previous high here, so I wouldn't suspect $15.65 would be any kind of level of resistance. If you see if it comes up and then just to there, it's not going to go down from there. So we need a decent rise before we would top out on a medium term level, and that looks like to be here in my opinion. So the next level of medium resistance would be at about $15.85 in US dollar terms. So let me put a quick little horizontal line in there, and we can come back and see how we did next week. And of course you've got this next level here, of course, pretty easy to see, and it's two areas of resistance previously, and that's at $16.20. If we do punch all the way through there, which I don't think we would, at least on the weekly time frame, if we come back next week and we've punched through this level, I would be quite surprised. But let's just take a look at it anyway, because you never know what can happen. Stranger things have happened in the big city. You've got this old trend line right here, and that's, I've mentioned this one before, going through this old low, excuse me, and this old higher low, and if we were to do it in the next week, you would be hitting approximately your $17 mark roughly, but I don't think we would get anywhere near there. As I said, we'd be looking at a maximum your $16-20 level as the next level up, and I think more likely than not hitting at about $15, between $15.80 to $16. Let's call it that roughly. So in that kind of window right there. So I've given you the interim targets moving up and the interim targets moving down for silver. Let's take a look at Platinum XPT, currently hovering at 817.88 cents in US dollar terms. On the daily time frame, where were we last time? Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, around about here at your sort of 810 level. Have yet to see a move back up to this resistance level at about 830. That's the next level. I'm just going to say we're still moving on to there. If it moves up further from there, I think you would probably see here and around about your 845 level roughly. If we move up, that could be the next level of resistance, and we've talked about this significant level right here of 875 roughly. If we do break down, if this is a test here of this trend line, you'd be looking at approximately 800. If we break the 800 mark significantly and we break through 790, then you're looking at this level here of about 780, but more realistically it would come all the way back down to this level here at about 755. But I think I'm gonna stick with 50-50 for now in terms of bias, in terms of upside or downside. That's in all the metals, maybe except for Palladium, because let's take a look at that one. We've had look at this rise in Palladium. Again, if someone wants to let me know in the comments what's been going on with Palladium in terms of its fundamentals, let me know, because I'm not following it. I'm just looking at it from a technical perspective. But look at the run on this one. As I said, we had this, a couple of weeks ago, we've had this rise up to 1615, all the way back down to 1270, and we've just blown through a whole bunch of key resistance levels, Fibonacci levels, etc. And I think we're probably on our way up. Ignore this level here of the 883. That's more for when we're in a bear market. But I think this next level here for the all-time high of 1615 is coming, quite possibly, if it's not going to break down from here. So let's look at the targets breaking down. Although on the weekly, let's count that back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we topped out at about 1530. I think I was suggesting 1540 might be the next level, but we just peaked just under it, have broken through it since. It tried to make a play down, but nope, that was a fake move. We've had a fast move to the upside, currently topped out at a high of 1563.50. It doesn't seem to me, well, let's just take a look at the next resistance levels. We've already equaled this last resistance level right there. As you can see, that matches with this previous resistance, so we are banging against it at the moment. The more times you knock on a resistance level, the more times the more likely it is to break out to the upside. And look, you may have this little level here, but I don't see that as really a level of resistance. What's that at about 1583? I think we would make a play for the all-time high. If we break through here, I think we might make a play for the all-time high at 1615. So it's looking really positive for platinum. It is looking positive for for palladium, I should say. It is looking positive for all of the metals at the moment. I just don't want to be that person who goes, yep, completely, 60%, 70%, 80%, whatever chance of much higher prices from here. I'm still going to 50-50 it for now, because I don't want to be responsible for any wins or losses or wins. Definitely don't want to be responsible for losses, but on the flip side, I can't be responsible for wins either. So that's gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. And quickly taking a look at the gold to silver ratio. Right here, we did have a rise up to, 92.894. A quick move down, but look, it looks like we're moving back up again. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Yeah, look, it seems like we are on the uptick for the gold to silver ratio. Been saying it would not be surprising at all if we do hit the 1:100 mark, and you know what? Possibly even higher. We could break through it because as far as I'm aware, historically, we've never broken through the 1:100 mark, at least on the historical charts that we can, the data that we can gather. But precedent has been broken. So, the level could be broken and we could set a new precedent that could break through 100, but let's use 100 as the guide right now. I think we're heading on our way up to 100 still. So whether that means silver has a dip and gold has a rise, or gold just has a massive rise and silver takes a little bit of time to follow along, that's probably more likely that gold continues to rise and silver just lags a little bit, and that's why you'll see the gold to silver ratio go up to about 100. I think we're on our way up there. Of course, none of this is financial advice, and you should do your own research, and of course do not take anything as I say as rote. So that's it, gang. That is it for this week's Precious Metals Technical Analysis. As I said, bookmark the website, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, and like us, all that good stuff on Facebook as well. Another technical analysis will be coming to you next Thursday. I promise it will be Thursday next week, not Friday like it is this week. But of course, you know what to do. Subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And take care, and we will speak to you soon.